Good afternoon, everyone. This is Maria.
This is Tim.
Today is Monday, March the 26th, 2018. Welcome to our daily recap.
Fun Monday. Maria, before we get started, go ahead and give us those closing numbers on everything.
Absolutely. The Dow was up 669 points, 2.84%, closed at 24,202. NASDAQ was up 227 points, which is 3.26%, closed at 7,220. The S&P was up 70 points, 2.72%, closing at 2,658.
Got back everything we lost Friday and then some. Now we're working on Thursday's losses. Looks like the trade war is the war of no real shots going to be fired. At least we hope. And still, guys, don't ever get complacent because you're always one tweet away or one anything away from us having another down day. But it was a great day in the market. A lot of good plays, a lot to go over, and I mean a lot to go over tonight. But it was a good day. I think everybody that we know of had a good day anyway. So hope that went worldwide and everybody had one everywhere. I know a couple of the plays that T and them played in the low float room today. One of them was EKSO, Maria. If you can pull that one up, EKSO. I did want to look at that. And I won't have you pull up
Here's
all these, but yeah, a little late day move on that one. Was there
there.
news
Okay,
associated with that?
yes. So they tweeted. This is what, let me make this box bigger and blow it up so you guys can see it better. This was on Twitter. It was a tweet. They said, "We have exciting news on its way. Stay tuned to find out the latest at Exobionics," and then hashtag stroke. So that's what moved it.
Yeah, so, and not to bash any company by any means. Like I say, T and them, they did well off of it today. And I'm not trying to bash anything, but when you can tweet something like that, good news on the way. I don't know that that's a little different from the SEC rules that I used to have to live under. But hey, it's a new time, so we'll see what happens. Keep your eyes on EKSO and their tweet. Apparently, exciting times are coming. They also played SSC. I have not had time to look at SSC. I just know that Tia told me that is one that they played today.
It actually had a pretty good day, a decent day. Really nice breakout. So flat, oh, not flat top, but here it was in a channel, consolidated and then broke out. They had some news today. Here was the first article this morning. See if I can make this bigger. The headline says 7 Stars Cloud launches first superintelligence product or produced utility token for crude oil index. Very interesting. So that is why that one is up.
Now, another one that we talked about it the last several days. We talked about it last night again as well. Gern, Gern. Another good day for the Bulls over at Gern. So very happy about that one.
Call volume was also above normal and directionally bullish today on Gern. Let me really quickly, just because it's hard to see it on the 1 day, let's look at the week to get a better idea of what we're dealing with or what we're looking at. Yeah, it's still, the chart is still intact. It still looks good to me.
Yeah, I like Gern. I like what it's doing. A little sneaky one today that had a ton of volume. AYTU. I wanted you to pull that one up as well. AYTU.
So I did not see any recent news on this one, at least on the fly. Not sure if there's any other news that's expected.
Go ahead and pull up the weekly.
Yeah, let's look at that. Wow, that's really nice. Let's look at the 10-day. So here's actually
So,
2 weeks, so 10 days.
so it
And
looks
here's
like it started on Friday, going up there at the end.
Yep.
Little continuation after hours. Looks like it kept going. Let's keep an eye on that one as well. AYTU. And I'm not trying to go through these too fast, everybody, but we just have a lot to cover. AKER, we keep talking about. We talked about it for 4 days last week. AKER. Did it have news today? Because it just opened up and, it gapped up and.
Yeah, there was news. They signed U.S. distribution agreement with Diagnostica Stago. I probably mispronounced that, but they signed a distribution agreement.
Okay. So let's, and again, I want to keep my eyes on this one. Kind of volume did we have there? Let me look at this real quick.
And guys, we talked about this last week while Tim is looking up that volume. Look at just 3 days of straight consolidation. Now, granted, we had a headline that kind of pushed it up a little bit, brought that volume in, made it pop. But still, just, we kept watching it because of that really tight range all ahead of this. So I like, last night in the webinar, in our weekly recap, we talked about the fact that, yeah, it consolidated slightly lower than the previous day, than Thursday. So Friday consolidated just slightly lower than Thursday, but on the weekly, it was still holding support. So that's why we left it on watch. That headline came in. You see down here where my cursor is kind of circling, that volume picked up. We had a nice pop. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on this one as well.
There's going to be some resistance around the dollar number, whole numbers. Obviously, it got to about 98 today. 26 million shares, about 2.6 times its average
Wow.
on that one. So another one, we talked about it a little bit last week. Had a major run, Elfin. Andrew Luff did come in and put a short on Elfin, which, listen, was ripe. I don't blame him. As much as it had moved and everything, it was probably an easy panic sell on Elfin. So we'll see how he does on that. He did get his 300 price target on Netflix, which we'll also go over here in a little bit. Netflix, but I think that was more market conditions than it was anything. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he got really some good. He had a lot of help Thursday and Friday. We'll say that from the market conditions. So yeah, Elfin short by Andrew left. I think he shorted. Didn't he have another one today, Maria? Was it
Shop.
Not to jump around a whole lot, but while we're talking about Andrew, let's go ahead and talk about
Why did he
Shop.
go after Shop again? I don't understand him sometimes. Okay, Elfin, I can kind of see that you understand. Like I can understand the logic behind it. Shop, I don't understand. Number one, he's tying it to Facebook, which, yes, I'm sure that there's, a bunch of um, people who have Facebook, or, I'm sure that this tie is legitimately there. But Shopify is not just tied to Facebook. There are other, segments, customer segments, not just from Facebook, or not just Facebook people who have shops or, marketplace stuff on Facebook. So don't know exactly why he's going after Shop again. I like Shop longer term personally. I hope the CEO comes out and says something again like he did last time, which was pretty
He
funny,
did last time.
actually.
Yeah. He said, if I remember right, he said, "I'll see you on the earnings call."
No, he called
So
him a short selling troll.
yeah, he did. And you know what? While we're talking about Facebook, let's go ahead and talk about that. You had mentioned some resistance points last night, or support points. The thing broke at 150 briefly, rebounded very well, and actually, for the way it looked, actually Facebook closed positive. And, again, we're seeing really good flow into Facebook. So for that to close positive, what was the low of the day on this thing?
Let's
On
look.
Facebook?
And guys, last night, I don't remember what I said the support levels were. I gave immediate support levels. I know this morning in the room, I did tell the room to watch between 148 and 150 for a bounce. And it hit a low a day of 149.02 and turned around at 149.02. So I'm actually swinging a Facebook call, just one overnight swing. I'll probably sell into the open, depending how things look. But it was green at the end of the day. So
Go ahead and pull up the flow on that, Maria, while we're talking about
yeah,
Facebook. Let's go ahead and hit it.
a ton of flow today. Lots and lots of flow.
Now, you do have the puts pulled out of this, right? So
Yeah, there's no puts on there, so it just calls.
yeah, we're just showing you the
And
call flow. We're not just trying to say there's no puts in there, but just wanted to show the call flow for this thing. And I mean, literally, just amazing flow still coming into Facebook. So I mean,
a
with it
lot on
turning
the ask
positive,
side.
yeah, a lot on the ask side. I've seen some above the asks today on Facebook.
Hmm.
Actually, kind of early today. So keep your eye on Facebook. Say I'm not the biggest fan in the world, but I like to make money, so I'll make it however. And Facebook gave the opportunity to say I didn't play it. I was actually pretty busy with Nvidia, which, speaking of that, let's go ahead and knock that out while we're talking about it. Investor Day tomorrow, Maria. Everybody in the, I don't say everybody, a ton of us played Facebook, and Nvidia, and we nailed that. It had double tops, triple tops there at one spot, around when your chart slows down, 236 or 230, around 238 there, it looks like 238.70. We got in around 1 o'clock today. That would be Eastern time. So around 1 o'clock, I said, guys, it looks like it's fixing a break here. And it did. And we caught a monster trade off Nvidia, which again, let's go ahead and pull up the flow on that. We know Investor Day is tomorrow. A lot of us are swinging. I'm swinging for free. See, one put in there today. Everything else,
Right.
looks like most of it's on the ask. Just good flow, Maria. I know that's one of your favorites, Investor Day tomorrow. So
Yeah. I'm definitely in Nvidia. I've been in calls for a while. I picked up last week. I picked up 235s for this week, which are really pretty. Actually, before everything dropped, I had bought some April 6th 255s. Those I'm red on, but those are actually starting to come back. I'm going to hang on to those. So right now so let me rewind. For this week's expirations, I have 235s and 245s. For next week, I have 255s. So my other two strikes, this week's strikes, those are way green, and it more than covers the loss that I currently have on the 255s, but I'm thinking that I'll probably be able to get a little bit more back on that tomorrow and Wednesday morning potentially.
I agree with that. Another one we picked up today, and if I'd have been around, we'd have picked up Friday, PayPal. We got the 79s for May 20th. We are green in those. And I have not looked to see if there's any PayPal flow, but Maria, I wish you would go ahead and hook us up with that, please.
Yeah. So there's the flow. Nothing really that stands out today on PayPal, but PayPal under 80, I really like it. I like that. I like that
We've
entry.
right.
So
We've
we
been
went ahead and
saying
bought.
for 2 weeks we wanted to get it back in that 78, 79 range. We did. We're in, and we're swinging. So we'll see what happens there. And Maria, I know I skipped around a little bit today, and you don't have to pull up a chart on this, but I did want to mention that FNJN, Frank, Nancy, Jim, Nancy, a little smaller low float stock that we've played a few times in the past. They started having options today in that, and I know I got ahead of
Yeah.
myself.
No, you're okay.
And QQQ, I know some of the room played
Oh,
that
I
today.
pulled some
Great
Qs.
trade on the
Qs are
Qs.
fun.
Vishal had a picture of the breakout, or had a really nice chart of where the resistance was over the last few days. And man, when that thing broke out, that was a break. And I didn't trade this morning early. I don't like gap up days. I just don't. I actually had to sit, other than that PayPal we picked up pretty early this morning, not real early, but I had to sit most of the day because I don't like gap ups. So everything looks like, oh shit, are we going to turn red on the day? And I meant to bring this up earlier in this webinar, but finally, the market did look like, oops, wait a minute, hold on, are we going to hold these gains? And it started turning. Everything started turning, and then I felt comfortable trading, but it took me till 12 o'clock. But that's okay. We don't have to trade every minute of every trading day or even every day. We had to wait for the opportunities. So I know this Q trade, a bunch of people smashed the Qs today, which was just a good, and SPY as well. I know there were some in there playing the SPY today. So that one.
I actually, I did. I played the Qs, I played SPY, I played IWM and DIA today. SPY and SPY and the Qs I actually caught both ways. I caught the short on it, then I went long. DIA and IWM, I only caught portions of the long because I was in other trades. So I had some smaller scalps there, but I was able to, catch just a little bit on both of those.
When is Splunk's Investor Day? Don't they have something this week as well?
They do. I will tell you, Splunk is on 3/27, which is tomorrow at noon Eastern. So tomorrow at noon Eastern. Yep, tomorrow at noon Eastern.
Okay, so that one had an amazing day too. I didn't play it. That one was on the buy list, and again, I wasn't around Friday, but Splunk. Watch that one on Investor Day. Could get some more heat on that one as well. And we had another one I wanted to look at, AMD, which we got into last week, got downgraded this morning. Who was it that downgraded that? Go ahead and pull that up for us if you don't mind.
Sure.
It did look like it came back.
Susquehanna. I can never pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? Susquehanna. However it's pronounced, guys. Sorry. They came out and downgraded AMD this morning from to a negative from neutral. And he said that this was 750 price target from 13. He says that he confirmed Bitmain has developed an ASIC for Ethereum mining, which he believes accounts for roughly 20% of AMD sales. I don't know how much of that. I don't know the details of how much of that actually, or how much of AMD's revenues actually come from Ethereum mining. So I'll be taking a look at that.
Yeah, I have no clue on that. But it looks like it, it came well off the lows. So we do still own it. It's one of those things we're probably holding through ER, or at least up to, we'll see if we can get a little IV back out of this thing. And now I'm not trying to trade off hopium by any means. Just don't think AMD's dead. MU, nice day. Looked like it was a little rough start if I remember right. Yeah.
The start was really rocky. So this morning it wasn't looking very pretty, but then it kind of along with everything else, it just kind of cranked back up. I like it, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. We had previously talked about buying calls under 60. I still like that idea. I want to see a little bit of confirmation tomorrow as far as the market is concerned. Just want to get a feel. Like, I know today everyone feels a lot better. Those trade war fears have eased a lot. I just need to see a little bit of that tomorrow as well.
Maria, another one of our favorites, Square. There was a headline that you had told the room about also earlier on Square today. Let's go ahead and pull that up.
There was a sizable put sale. Let's see. So 32.3K trade on the day against 11K open interest. The put writing opens position struck 14.1% below spot expiring in 25 days. Earnings are not due again until early May. So bullish for Square. And Square, really nice recovery on the day.
Let's explain how that works. So people hear the word put and they just automatically think, oh shit, it's going to tank. Right?
No.
Put selling if I'm writing a put, I'm hoping it expires worthless, right? So I'm actually very bullish on the stock. So good
Exactly.
sign for Square. Again, one of our favorites. And that was one that was on the buy. I did get my PayPal. I have not got my Square because I didn't get the dip I wanted there, but I did get at least one of the two. And I'm, hey, I hope it never goes down to where I can buy it. Good luck, Bulls, on that one. So, but if it does, I'm a buyer. AMAT, one of my favorites, definitely high up on the list of favorite companies. Go ahead and pull that up. Was there an upgrade with that or good flow? There's some AA there I see on your screen.
I did not see any, there was no upgrades, but there were, here's the little, it was a part of the early notable gainers amongst liquid option names today.
Oh,
So that was
wow. Look
early.
at Lowe's on there. On that note you got there, too. Lowe's CEO is leaving, and I guess the stock rocks because the CEO is leaving. So, all
Yeah.
right, good for Lowe's there.
But AMAT actually had a really nice day, along with a lot of the semis. This sweep that came in end of the day, so 3:31 Eastern. I'm in Central Time, so the system defaults the times that you see to Central, but this is actually 3:31 end of the day. Last half hour above the ask 57 strike on a spot of 58.15. Those were actually expiring this week, or are expiring this week. So, AMAT could definitely see some love, especially with Nvidia's Investor Day tomorrow, their GTC conference. There could be a lot of stuff coming out for the semi world and AI deep learning. So I have a lot of those companies on heavy watch this week.
And that's one I wish I would have got. If I'd have been around Friday, I would have definitely nailed that one and should have got it today, on the dip today. But, like I say, I was kind of busy with Nvidia. And another one we had talked about in the room today, and we had a new member, his first options trade ever, killed it on Netflix. And I was very happy
He
about that. It was his
did.
first options trade. And so he nailed Netflix, and he had the 413s, 320s.
320s. Yep.
Yeah, and
And
he
Tammy,
thought
you
that it
called
looks
that
like.
like way back here. I want to say it was like it was early because we looked at them. We actually looked at the April 20th 320s. Um,
No, it was April 13th because I wanted to be out
oh,
a
I'm
day
sorry.
before ER.
Gotcha. My bad. My
ER,
bad.
yeah, that ER is that Monday on 416. So it was like, well, let's go ahead and get the 413s. We never pulled
To
that
play the
trigger,
rant.
but
Jeez.
the guy did, and he had a gorgeous trade on that. And you can see, looks like this V bottom kind of happened on everything today from the
Yeah,
charts you've been pulling up. But when it crossed right there, it was a no-brainer.
absolutely.
Down there, it looks like about guessing 310, just
Oh,
looking at your chart.
it was actually a little bit. Hold on. Well, unless we're looking at different ones. Let me get the day. Yeah, no, you're right. I was actually looking down here around the 305 area. There's a little bit of a V there. Right through here. That would have been a buy signal for me, but really, truly, that buy signal was, up here, that break of resistance, held support, consolidated higher, or, right at early morning support and then took off end of day.
One that we've seen flow off of right off the bat, you called super early this morning, was Newmont.
NEM, yep. Those sweeps came in like 30 seconds after the bell. Or 10, wow,
Yeah,
earlier than that. Well, that very first sweep came in 10 seconds after the bell. The rest of them were, within the first couple minutes. I did pick them up. I believe they closed green or right around green. Yeah.
yeah. Look at the
So
price those started at 278, 274 on the AA, 282, and that last sweep all the way up to 335. So yeah, I mean just right off the bat.
yeah. So NEM definitely had a great day. This was the options news on it that came in. Just renewed call buying in Newmont mining. And what's funny is that if we have just a second, I believe that this started on Friday. What was the date? The 23rd? Yeah. So 23rd, we saw a little bit of call buying. We also saw some put buying, but we saw this call buying come in earlier in the day on Friday, and then that continued today.
We just to show some of the mentality going into Friday's close, we had a lot of guys swing Amazon over the weekend. Debbie and Matt, Wyatt Bridge, both swinging Amazon over the weekend. And talk about a nice swing. Look at
Amazon
that.
was gorgeous.
Again, yeah, had that same V with everything else. But that's when we decided to, or at least myself, you were trading all day, but that's when I felt comfortable trading is when that V came in and started turning and the cues and everything. I finally was like, okay, I can start trading now. I just hate gap up days, right? I just hate gap up days.
So from the low a day, intraday, it was like $14.99. Amazon hit a high of $15.56. So like it's 56, $57 move. I scalped it. I think I saw it actually start moving. It was it was already, I want to say it was around 15.25, 15.30, maybe 15.35 is when I actually noticed it. I scalped it and then I decided I was going to swing a call, just one. And I sold it and then I bought it back. So I am swinging it finally. I am swinging it. I will look to sell that early in the morning. It's a weekly expiration. It's just a quick overnight swing.
Nothing wrong with overnight swings. Um, anyway, different story. Tesla, we talked about yesterday. We didn't know how Tesla was going to act over the Norway. We talked about that in the webinar. They were slowing down deliveries for Norway or production for Norway.
I believe it was deliveries, something about logistics. We played it short and then turned around and went long. It was a really nice day trading Tesla today. Definitely had the range in there to make really good money.
Didn't it?
We did play it.
Didn't it have an
Oh, they were
upgrade as
upgraded. Yeah,
well?
Tesla was upgraded. Let me get that pulled up for you. You can take a look at the flow. So here was the flow. Put flow above the ask, early in the morning, which makes sense. We saw that drop timed perfectly with when it actually started dropping. That upgrade was from standpoint. They went from a sell to an underperform. Don't have any price target info or anything like that. All I know is that it was from a sell to an underperform.
Right. I know both those words sound bad, but underperform is still better than sell.
Yes, it is.
So we'll take that. Microsoft, you talk about a killer day. I know Teresa was in there talking earlier this morning about it's going to be up $5. And I think it got close to 7 at one point. It had a massive upgrade. I don't remember what the target was, but I'm sure you have that. That just insane day. What was that price target upgrade?
There was analyst sees path through cloud. Let me see if it's in here. I know there was something about 1 trillion market cap that came at one point. Here it is. Target upped earlier this month. Okay, so earlier this month, Deutsche Bank raised their price target to 120 from 115.
I thought I saw 130 today from somebody.
I thought I saw that somewhere. I don't see it here on the fly, unless I'm missing it in this information. I apologize if I am. I'm trying to just skim it quickly and,
That's okay.
Oh, here it is, right here
Anyway,
in front of me. This was Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley increased their price target to 130 from 110. Wow. I noted that he sees the company having a path to 50 billion in EBITDA and 1 trillion market cap. That's huge. So Microsoft, I was
that's
swinging
huge.
from last week. Still holding those. We picked some up in the joint account today. Those are green. Microsoft under 90, Tim, is like, that's it's an awesome area to pick it up.
We haven't missed it yet. We haven't missed
Yep.
that yet. And talk about just crazy days for big tech. Apple, talk about a fucking rebound.
Oh my goodness. Apple, Apple, Apple.
I
I hear
believe there's
that cool.
something about new TV shows, maybe, or something that came out. We talked about it in the webinar. There's something Thursday that you had mentioned. We don't have to rehash all that they've got going on, but I think they had some news today.
There was a little bit of news. Let me look through here. Tariff retaliation. Oh, that was the 23rd. Um, Last night we talked about Apple because they have a special event. Let me get the date pulled up. I believe was it today or tomorrow? 327. So they are holding a special event tomorrow, and there is talks. I'm trying to get that info pulled up as we are going through here. It's in Chicago, and it is, here it is, somewhere. Apple special event, scheduled to hold an event at Lane Tech College Prep High School in Chicago tomorrow. They're looking to win back market share in the education market after watching Chromebooks soar in popularity. It also says hardware updates from the tech company could include an updated iPad Pro with Face ID technology, a new entry-level 9.7-inch iPad, and an upgraded iPhone SE. The ending line of this, again, guys, I don't know how accurate this is, but it says, could an Apple office in the Midwest be part of the plan? And that's just kind of an open-ended question. Don't know if they have any plans of that or if that's just pure speculation, but there is a special event tomorrow.
And Maria, I'm going to go through a few tickers real quick and just talk about them. No need to pull up the chart because we've got quite a few that I would like to hit, and we don't. There's no way to chart all these or talk about all these. But Autodesk, I know you are an owner of Autodesk, and the thing I like about Autodesk is the recent ER just killed it. The guidance was there, and those companies tend to rebound quicker than, the recent ERs seem to do better than something with ER in 6 weeks. So that one
Also,
had a nice day.
also on Autodesk, Investor Day on 3/28, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So
Yeah,
Autodesk, I'm
and I
holding on
think
to for that Investor Day.
and that is Wednesday. LRCX Monster Day, but of course it was sold off a lot. Um, and another one of our favorites that we talked about this one last night, Baba. I mean, geez, Baba went all the way back over 190 today.
Wow,
So
I totally
that
missed
one,
that.
yeah, Baba just killed it. Baidu had, and I believe Baidu may have had some flow with it, Maria. So you may want to hit that one real quick.
So Baidu actually had a little bit of flow. You don't really see too often. You don't see a lot of flow on Baidu. So when it comes through, it kind of sticks out. One block, one sweep. That sweep was on the ask, expiring June 270 called. So, pretty far out of the money. Not a huge sweep. It's an okay size, but Baidu had a really nice recovery as with everything else.
You
At
know,
least,
and
today.
here's one you won't have to pull up the chart on it, but Boeing. Tech Money did get his 9th day of profits off Boeing. If anybody followed him, they had 9 days of profits as well. LMT, another, defense, that one as well, just nice day. And I know y'all played that Friday. Goldman Sachs, I did want you to look at real quick.
So a lot of the
You talked
banks,
about,
yeah, a lot of the banks got beat up pretty badly, and especially end of last week. Goldman up $9, almost $10 on the day. Really, really nice move. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on it. JPM had a really nice day as well, up over $3. Bank of America still continue. I mean, I know that we often see a lot of float in Bank of America. It is the options on Bank of America are always heavily traded. But we're just continuing to see that buying. We saw a bunch of buying on Friday into that weakness. People were still buying it up. Today, that definitely more than likely paid off. I have not looked at the chain or the options to actually take a look at it, but I'm pretty sure that those paid off nicely.
I do want you to go ahead and pull up the BABA flow real quick, just to show everybody just the incredible amount of flow into BABA today. Again, I know we've got a lot of puts there too, I see, but if you just scroll down through there, lots and lots of flow on BABA. Google, crazy day. So for FANG, everything with FANG, MasterCard, Visa, one of our favorites. Let me pull up. Go ahead and pull up Visa, Maria, if you don't mind, real quick.
I have the chart of Visa pulled up.
Yeah, back over 120. I know we had some members that took advantage of that dip and they bought 120s for April, which we already own those as well. Or actually, I think we may own 125s. I'd have to go look, but yeah, closed back over 120. Almost, I don't want to say forgetting last week happened because it was a lot higher, but still, monster day if you got that dip, and that's always a go-to favorite. Is Visa, when we can get those dips. ADI, I had that wrote down, and I'm not sure why I wrote it down.
ADI, I had it on my watch list last night. So ADI, I had on my watch list last night, my written one, the one, with all the fun emojis and stuff on there. Excuse my language. ADI I had on there just as a potential play, one to watch, and they got upgraded. So ADI got upgraded today. Gorgeous day, really nice day. Check out that chart. No flow. Am I on historical or? Yep, we're on alerts. So ADI, really beautiful day. Raymond James. Here's the article. Upgraded to outperform from market perform with a 105 price target. Currently trading in the low 90s.
So ADI, I like. Good reason.
Yep.
Yay.
I like this one a lot.
I don't want you to pull this one up. Cat, another one with the trade war. It got totally beat up because of the trade war that's probably not going to happen. While it's under 150, I'm probably going to go ahead and pick that up, and I should have got it earlier today, and it may gap over 150 tomorrow, actually. But
I will tell you that today on CAT, I had an order pulled up 3 separate times. I went to buy CAT, didn't pull the trigger on all 3 times. Don't have a reason as to why. I'll probably regret that, but CAT, I love CAT. It's one that I tend to play a lot, or swing a lot, I should say, and it usually works out really well. So under 150 is, that's a really nice entry.
So far, it's been working out for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, it's been working out good for us. We are still in IBM. We still do own that. CRM, we got some people playing in the room today. There was some flow on that. We'll go ahead and hit that one real quick. And then, let's see.
Also, IBM, before we move on to that or move away from IBM is at Nvidia's conference, that GTC conference. I believe they are presenting. I don't know what day. I tried to find like a schedule. There is some kind of schedule, but it's ridiculous to try to figure out what time is what. I do know that IBM is there. I do believe they are presenting. I don't know exactly when, but I know that it could potentially move if they are presenting and present some fun stuff. And then you wanted to look at CRM, right?
Yeah, we got some people that swing in that one. And it had some flow, nothing over the top, but it had a little bit.
Yeah, still a nice day. Sorry guys, I didn't realize it was covering. I was watching the chart. I was looking at the chart over here. So here is CRM. Wow, I missed that move. And in the room they were talking about it, and I totally did not.
I was spaced out on Nvidia today. I was totally spaced out on Nvidia, and I know you were multitasking some tickers. So Nvidia and Uh, that had my, I mean, listen, that if I don't get another trade all week, Nvidia took care of that for me. Now in NOW.
So this is one that oops, let me get the chart pulled up. NOW was one of the first ones I talked about this morning in the room. You know, is this what chart am I on? Yeah. So this is the daily. We talked about it. It actually came down a little bit, but it made its way back up. Nice day. It's one that I like to play here and there. I don't play it too often, but I mean, I play it often enough that it's on my watch list. So definitely still keeping an eye on it.
BKNG, crazy day on BKNG as well, and BlackRock. I'll let you hit either one of those you want to mention. I know y'all were talking about BlackRock earlier today, and we had some members in bookings. I know that.
So booking, we actually had a member who was down quite a bit on contracts today, and came in the room and asked us what we thought. I like booking, and luckily our member held on, and before the close was green. So I'm so excited that they're now green on that position. Not red on it. It was quite a big loss, or could have been quite a big loss, but definitely still green. I like booking. Still, just for me, booking is more of a range play. I don't necessarily like to swing it. It's kind of like Amazon. It's if I swing it, it's a quick overnight swing, sell into the opening spike, or into that opening candle or right at the open, but I don't normally like to swing it longer term. So definitely a range play for me.
It gave plenty of range today for sure. A lot of ERs tomorrow. Let's hit that list really quick. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, Adobe, Maria, I did want to hit on Adobe.
I do
Because
too, and
talk
I'm
about a
glad.
monster day.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought Adobe up. So, guys, again, Adobe is one of my favorites. After Nvidia, Adobe is probably my favorite stock out there. Nvidia is my number one, Adobe is my number two. Um, this morning, Adobe got downgraded, which is funny because look at the chart, right? Really nice day. I think it was up like $13 at the end of the day or something like that. JPM came out and lowered them to market perform from outperform. He says that he believes that the shares are fairly valued after having risen 69% in 2017, and then the year to date. So here is one of the things that I've talked about in the room too. Adobe's Creative Cloud. He notes that Adobe's Creative Cloud continues with near monopoly competitive power. And Tim, you can attest to this. That's what I've always been saying. Creative Cloud,
Yep.
if you are in the design world, if you are in the graphic design world, if you are in any kind of creative position, whether that be video, photography, graphic design, print, whatever you're in, the industry standard is Adobe. You can try and use other stuff, but at some point you're going to have to come over to Adobe. And I've been saying this since last year. Adobe has I mean, they are it as far as that entire industry is concerned. So I've loved Adobe for a really long time. Again, it's one of my favorites. I'll definitely keep an eye on it. Don't know why JPM wanted to downgrade it, but they did. Not that Adobe cared. So we'll continue to watch it. All right, I'm done with
Absolutely.
Adobe.
Actually, we own Adobe.
Yeah, we do. We do own Adobe. I own it in
Yep.
multiple accounts, so yeah.
Um, let's hit that ER list. It's going to be fun tomorrow. Lulu's always fun to play. There's few in there that's fun to play. Go ahead and hit those for us.
Sure. So tomorrow we have, here's my list. Francesca's. So Fran, Lulu, MKC, that's McCormick, the spice company. TEUM, Restoration Hardware, that's always a fun one. Shoe Carnival,
That's a fun one.
SCBL. Yep. Sonic, SONC, also tomorrow. So tomorrow we actually have quite a few ERs, pre-market and after hours. So we'll definitely be watching
But,
that.
so Sonic, you got tater tots and Lulu workout pants. So this is going to be a fun day for sure. So keep an eye on those. Let's hit the after hour scanner and wrap this thing up. I know we
Sure.
gave y'all a lot of information today. We did have earnings today. Was it Red Hat? That's on the scanner. We'll get to that in a second.
Yes, I'm so
TRPN.
Whoops, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. TRVN, top of the scanner, up 19% on 36,000 shares. Is there news with that? A lot of
Let's take a look.
volume, but
They are presenting tomorrow at the Needham Healthcare Conference. So I wonder if maybe sometimes that information, like the abstracts, come out early. So I don't know if maybe some info's come out that people have read, or if it's just running ahead of that presentation. So
it
tomorrow
could be
at 2:30
repositioning.
p.m. Yeah.
ANAB, that's a big move. 306,000 shares, 11.5%. There has to be news on that one for sure. ANAB, must have
Nice
cured
move.
cancer.
Let's see.
And I don't mean that facetious. No, I'm saying like literally it's moving.
Well,
So
here's the news on it. Jumps after peanut allergy trial shows improved tolerance. Yay, nice. So that's a phase 2A trial. Very
okay.
nice. That one could actually see some continuation tomorrow.
Yeah, good volume on it. If there's any shorts in there, it could be interesting. DRRX up 10% on 100,000. ENRJ, I mean, that one keeps making the scanners after hours. Now, this one's got some volume. SHLX up 241,000, up 7.2%.
Ooh. Shell midstream. So that was this morning, 7:02. Mizuho says drop down MLP model not broken, recommends for name. And I'm assuming one of those was this SHLX. I'm not as familiar with this one. Reaffirmed a buy rating on VLP, this particular one, SHLX, and Phillips 66 Partners, PSXP, and BP Midstream, BPMP.
Nice. Red Hat, 496,000 shares,
Yay!
up almost 5%.
Woohoo! I
CADER.
love Red Hat. Guys, I love Red Hat. It's like replaced not Oracle, but it's definitely replaced like a couple of other companies that I used to like a lot that are in similar spaces or in the same space. Red Hat, I love a lot. They are up on let me double check here. So here's the current quarter. They beat EPS, beat on revenue. Here's Q1 guidance. They actually guided down on EPS for next quarter, but they guided up on rev, nicely guided up. They also said they see their Q1 non-GAAP operating margin to be approximately 20.5%. Here's the full year, guided up on EPS for the full year, guided up on full year 19 guidance. There was backlog info for full year, total backlog of over $3.4 billion, up 24% from prior year. Now, what's interesting is sometimes we see that that backlog could hurt, but I mean, at least from the way it's acting after hours, don't think it's going to hurt too much. But we'll see tomorrow for sure. But Red Hat definitely on watch. I love this company. I like the stock.
Gern, up 2.7% after hours. It's got some volume behind it. So Gern on watch for tomorrow. Acres on the after hour scanner, as well as that EKSO. Little volume with them, nothing crazy on those two again. One real quick on the down scanner. Elfin, that's only 18,000 shares. I'm going to ignore that. I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, Overstock did an offering after hours. So they did a $4 million or 4 million share offering after hours, which is why they are down. So they took a little bit of a hit there.
Good point. I don't really see a lot of anything else. I mean, we're just, going to wake up tomorrow, trade Nvidia again with Investor Day tomorrow. Hopefully Europe and Asia and everybody follows what we did today, and we just have another ass-kicking day tomorrow, but we'll see. I don't have a whole lot else to add unless you do.
No, I don't, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying patient. I know it was long. There was a lot to go over. It was a phenomenal day. As always, stay careful tomorrow. Stay green. Let the market open up, shake out. Let's look for a direction first before we start trading it. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so now. Go ahead and subscribe, like our video, and share it, please. And other than that, we hope you have a great evening, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Take care. Bye.